This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hello and welcome to what we'll call the Sunrise Olympic Express edition because train is rolling. The opening ceremony at the Tokyo Games actually took place early this morning.
Yeah, the 4-hour event was both celebratory and subdued in a stadium filled with empty seats. Vancouver gymnast Jordan Childs was there. She posted these pictures on Instagram. The team gymnastics qualification starts tomorrow night.
So if you weren't up at 4 o'clock this morning to watch the start of the opening ceremony live, not to worry, we are airing the entire event on TV 2 more times today. So first this afternoon starting at 4:30 and then again tonight beginning at 9:10.
Okay, lots to look forward to, but right now we want to check in with meteorologist Rod Hill. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Everybody has sun. You know, even some of our coast cameras have been a little cloudy in the morning.
Right.
They're just beautifully blue this morning, sky-wise. Here's a look at one of those cameras. Hello, Cannon Beach. Hello, Haystack Rock. Tide's been out a bit this morning. Seen lots of people out walking on the beach. 60 degrees. I think we'll see some low 70s today in Cannon Beach and Seaside. Beautiful Friday weather. Here's the camera at the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center down in Oregon City. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful morning. The center, by the way, if you're wondering, still not reopened yet. Here's a look at Mount Hood. It's 59 degrees up there. Beautiful clear skies today. And I'm happy to tell you real quick, there are no red flag warnings posted in Oregon or up through Washington today. It doesn't mean the fire danger is not high. We're really dry, but there are no particular elements making things worse, if you will. 61 in Portland right now, 74 at noon, 86 the high. Yesterday we topped out at 82, so you'll notice a warm up. Here are the other numbers on the 5 o'clock map this afternoon. This does show a 71 in Tillamook, upper 80s in Salem and Albany. Out in the gorge, some return of 90-degree heat, but not too bad. The Dow's 92. Madras will be right around 90 for high, as will Bend. And we have 91 at 5 p.m. down in Burns. All right, 7-day forecast. Here it comes. 86 today. I don't know if we're going to do it both days, but both days, Saturday and Sunday, Portland will be right around 90 degrees, and then 88 on Monday. And then the last 3 days of July, here's next Thursday. We look hot. I have 94 on Thursday. We could at least be mid-90s on Friday going into that first weekend of August as well. Today, 86. Not bad. Enjoy. That's your forecast.
We will. Thank you, Rod. Our top story developing overnight. A shooting injured 3 people at the Venture Inn bar. That's on Northeast 141st and Sandy in the Argay neighborhood. One person was seriously wounded, possibly with life-threatening injuries. The other 2 people suffered more minor injuries. All 3 were taken to the hospital. So far, police have not made any arrests.
Another one of our top stories today is the Bootleg fire in southern Oregon, specifically just how fast this fire has grown in the past 2 weeks. So the day after it started, July 7th, it was at 3,000 acres. 3 days later, on the 10th, it was at 76,000 acres. By July 18th, it had grown to nearly 300,000 acres, basically the size of Multnomah County. And now it stands at nearly 400,000 acres. And as you can see here, that's easily bigger than the entire city of Los Angeles. There are also more than 2,000 firefighters from around the country who are working to contain the Bootleg fire. And now they're also dealing with another issue.
We've learned at least 9 firefighters have contracted COVID, and they're in quarantine. Maggie Vespa has the latest from southern Oregon.
At roughly 400,000 acres, the 3rd largest fire in Oregon's history rages on. And Thursday, yet another battle for crews fighting the Bootleg fire. Officials say 9 firefighters have tested positive for COVID, enough for the OHA to dub it a workplace outbreak. Officials won't say whether the firefighters are at this fire camp in Bly or others in southern Oregon, but add they are being quarantined. Earlier this week, a spokesman told us crews were doing everything to remain focused.
It doesn't matter if it's a 100-acre fire or a 3,000-acre fire or a 300,000-acre fire. We still have the same job to do.
At the same time, local industries fear for their future. Chet Vogt is a lifelong cattle rancher. He says a lot of his fellow ranchers lost land and livestock to the Bootleg fire. Thursday, we found cows wandering on what used to be grazing land. Now, food and water is scarce. Luckily, Vote's cattle were spared, but he knows fellow ranchers are at a crossroads.
So between the drought and the lack of irrigation water, it's decision time for a lot of people. Am I going to keep the cows, or are they going to go to town? Are they going to be sold?
Again, as we've reported, close to 70 homes and 100 outbuildings have burned. But when we talk about loss amid a wildfire, that can come in a lot of different forms. Reporting north of Bly, I'm Maggie Vespa, KGW News.
Health officials are making a major push to get more Oregonians vaccinated. It comes as COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are on the rise. In a briefing yesterday, Oregon health officials also said the highly contagious Delta variant makes up half of the new infections they're seeing. That's designated in yellow on this chart. They say the pandemic is continuing for communities with low vaccination rates.
If you're not vaccinated and you live in a community where vaccination rates are low, it's not a question of whether you'll get COVID-19. It's only a question of when.
9 out of 10 new infections are in people who are unvaccinated. Health officials stress those who are fully vaccinated are highly protected from getting seriously ill, being hospitalized, or even dying. We learned about another on-the-job death during Oregon's heat wave. The state is investigating Robinson Construction. A worker was inspecting a roof in Hillsborough. When he came down, he got sick and collapsed. He was hospitalized but died 11 days later. In all, 115 people died during Oregon's historic heat wave last month. At least 83 are confirmed to be heat-related. 31 were women and 52 were men. Happening this weekend, the reopening of downtown Portland after COVID shutdowns and restrictions. The kickoff event is happening in Pioneer Square.
Yep, Pink Martini, local great band, right, performing there tomorrow. The organizers of this event, meanwhile, they're hoping that it really starts to bring people back to downtown. So again, everything happening at Pioneer Courthouse Square, it's the center of the event, and everything happening there is free. You are going to still see those big dots. There they are. They've been set up on the square since last year to promote social distancing, and they are going to stay there for now, even though restrictions have been lifted. As far as this weekend's event is concerned, organizers are planning for thousands of people to show up.
We've had a long-standing tradition of sing-alongs at the square, and this is actually the sixth that Thomas Lauderdale Pink Martini has led, and it's just really a really uplifting experience. So we're excited to be a part of this weekend.
The live music was set to start at 11:30 this morning, and the event runs through Sunday. All right, one more story here before we go back to Rod. Imagine walking through your neighborhood park and encountering 8 snakes. And not just any snakes, we're talking 8 pythons.
Oh my goodness.
Big boys.
No.
Yeah, 8 pythons were found Wednesday morning at Lacamas Park in Camas. Someone called 911 to report the snakes, so Camas Police and Clark County Animal Control removed them. They range from 3 feet to 6 feet long.
I got goosebumps.
Taller than the Brenda Braxton.
Oof.
Wow.
The snakes are at an animal shelter now for examination and possible rehoming. We're laughing in some ways, but not laughing in others, because police think a previous owner likely dumped these snakes in the park. Obviously, that is not something you should do with the pets that you don't want.
But the people who found them will never forget it. All right, Rod, send us off.
Yeah, it's nice to go back to weather after that story, isn't it? All right, sunny and warm. A high temp today of 86 degrees. Sunny at the coast and about 72 in spots.
Hey, before we leave you, we do have a request. Please sign up your business or your school or your event to help us collect school supplies this year for the KGW School Supply Drive. So here's how it works. Go to kgw.com/school to sign up. We just had that website up on the screen. Where did it go? We're going to send you an official school supply drive collection kit if you do sign up. And a big thank you to Tristan Family Chiropractic. They've already signed up to help us out this year.
Hey, thanks for joining us for this shortened edition of Sunrise. Just a quick programming note. Because of the Olympics, our programming will be different today. We're going to be back on air at 3 o'clock this afternoon. NBC Nightly News will air at 3:30, and then we're back at 4 p.m. A replay of the opening ceremony airs at 4:30. We'll have a 10-minute newscast at 9 p.m. and then another replay of the opening ceremony at 9:10.
Again, thanks for watching us here for this quick, brief news update. More Olympic coverage as well right here online and on KGW TV.